discuss the basic errors which people make while speaking or while writing English. Those errors can be in the form of errors or they can be in the form of omissions. Now, omissions are basically the words which we omit in the sentence because we feel that those words are not required in the sentence, but actually it is because we do not know the rules, so we ignore those words, but the words are not to be ignored. So here we are going to understand the term omissions, and then we are going to understand omissions in adverbs. Now, adverbs are basically all those words which make changes in the meaning of verb, or they can change or modify an adjective or another adverb. So first let us begin with the definition of adverb. The definition will be like, these words add to the meaning of the verb, an adjective, or another adverb. Even one adverb can change the meaning or it can modify another adverb. So, example of adverb can be genuinely, gracefully, politely, quite. So these are some of the examples of adverbs. Now here we are going to discuss omission in adverbs, which means that where we feel that the particular words are not required, but in reality and according to English we need to fix those words over there. So we need to find the words which are ignored and then we have to place those words in the correct sentences. For example, now the first area where people might make mistake is that when the words are used in pair. For example, the words are used like neither nor. They are used in pair. Either or. Even these words are used in pair. Similarly, there are other pairs like whenever we are making use of the word hardly. Along with hardly, there will be a conjunction than. So hardly is used with than. Similarly, no sooner is used with, hardly is used with when, and no sooner is used with than. Even when we say scarcely, the word scarcely is also used with the conjunction when. So these are the words in pair, and whenever we are using these words, they will always be used in pair. And if you ignore one pair, then the sentence goes wrong. For example, let me explain this to you. Like when I say, no sooner did she leave the office, it started raining. No sooner did she leave the office, it started raining. Here my sentence is grammatically correct. Even if it sounds correct, my sentence is incorrect. Why my sentence is incorrect grammatically? Because I said that whenever no sooner is used, it will always be used with its pair word. And that pair word is than. Than is not over here, my sentence is wrong. I will say, no sooner did she leave the office. No sooner is used with than. Then I say, then it started raining. And this makes my sentence as the correct one. Another example can be hardly did Sneha begin studying the lights went off. Now you can see when I'm saying did over here, when I'm using did, with that I'm making use of simple present tense. So this is again the rule that with did we will always make use of the present tense. Similarly here, when I'm using did, along with did I'm making use of my present tense. Hardly did Sneha begin studying. With hardly I said we will use the pair word when. When is not over here, missing tense over here goes wrong. I say hardly did Sneha begin studying when the lights went off, and here my word when will be preceded by studying. So hardly did Sneha begin studying when the lights went off. This is my correct sentence because I am using the pair over here. Both the words in pair are being used, but when one word is missing from the pair, my sentence is wrong. So I do not need to omit those words. Whenever required, both the words will be used. Now another area where we need to make sure that we are making correct usage of adverbs and we're not omitting the words in the sentence is that when we are making use of much, whenever we are making use of much, remember with much we make use of to when we are using some unpleasant adjectives. So whenever we are making use of unpleasant adjectives, in that case we make use of much plus to. But whenever we are using too much, to plus much, whenever we are using, in that case we make use of nouns. Nouns are used for to plus much, and much plus to will have unpleasant adjectives with them. So now example over here can be I am much worried for her. Now here worried is again an adjective, but this adjective shows some unpleasant situation. Why? Because worry is not when we are very happy. Worry is the time where we are sad. So again unpleasant. With unpleasant I said much is used with to. So here my sentence is wrong. Why? Because I am omitted a word over here. I will say I am much too worried for her. And this is my correct sentence. So I am much worried for her is wrong. I am much too worried for her is correct. Similarly, when I say I am much tired. So when I say I am much tired, tired is again something unpleasant. You do not feel happy when you are tired. So again this is wrong. I am saying I am much too tired. And this is the correct formation of sentence. Now the third area where we can go wrong is while using the word quite. Now whenever we are making use of the word quite, with quite we will not make use of the word all. Quite is not used with all. Remember this case, quite is not used with all. This makes a sentence wrong. I say, I am quite alright. So whenever I am saying I am quite alright, my sentence is wrong because here I do not make use of all. I will say I am quite right. And this makes my sentence correct. So these are some of the areas where we have to be very careful while making use of words. We need to make sure that we know when to use the words in pair, when to use the words with infinitive, and what are the rules for using what kind of words. Now another mistake is that whenever we are making use of the word to means something which is more than required. To refers to something which is more than required, and therefore we do not make use of to while showing something of happiness. This to is only used with unpleasant situations. This to is always used with some situations which are very unpleasant, but when we are showing a happy mood, in that case to is not used. For example, I say too glad, too happy. So too glad, too happy, this is something which is wrong. These words are wrong. We do not use to with our happy situations. To is only used to represent some unpleasant situation. Like I say, I am too glad to meet you. When I'm saying I am too glad to meet you, my sentence over here is wrong because glad again shows my happiness, and with happiness I do not make use of to. I will say I am glad to meet you. Or yes, if you have to show your overexcited emotions, in that case I can say that I am very glad to meet you. Yes, both of these sentences are correct, but to is not used for mentioning someone's happiness. Now another area where people can make mistakes, and they often make mistake, is that when like I said, to and to. So there are words which contain to and to. Now in this case, this to cannot be replaced by so that. Okay, this to cannot be replaced by so that. Like I say, Shreya is too weak to carry this heavy basket. When I say Shreya is too weak, here I am making use of to and to. This is the correct form, right? But when I say Shreya is too weak so that she cannot carry the heavy basket, that becomes wrong. I can modify this sentence as Shreya is so weak that she cannot carry this heavy basket. So both these sentences are wrong, but remember, with to I am making use of the word to, and with so I am making use of the word that. Both these should not be mixed with each other. They should remain as their individual identity, right? So these were some of the places in adverbs where we can say that people can make errors, but we have to understand each and every rule and each and every concept properly so that we become master in English. And that will happen only when we keep on learning, when we keep on practicing every sentence and every exercise that we go through. So keep learning and keep practicing.